Hallie Weaver, and I am your special news reporter.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy Bennett, and I'm your new sportscaster.
Hi, my name is Janissa Martinez, and I am your weather girl.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn Dykes, and I'm your Cafeteria Commentator.
I'm your host, Jocelyn Perez.
Welcome back to Wildcat News. I'm your host, Jocelyn Perez. Monday starts the last quarter of this school year, and we have lots of exciting things happening this week. But first, let's turn to our Cafeteria Commentator. Jocelyn?
Thanks, JP. On Monday, we'll be having breakfast burritos for breakfast with a side of fruit, and for lunch, we'll be having hamburgers on a bun, and on the side, there will be tater tots and a banana. On Tuesday, we'll be having donuts for breakfast with a side of fruit, and for lunch, we'll be having chicken Alfredo, and on the side, there will be garlic bread, broccoli, and peaches. On Wednesday for breakfast, we'll be having French toast sticks with a side of fruit, and for lunch, tacos with shells is on the menu with refried beans and an orange on the side. On Thursday for breakfast, we'll be having biscuits and gravy with a side of fruit, and for lunch, corn dogs with a side of green beans and fruit. Have an amazing break. Back to you, JP.
Very good.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Now for Hallie Weaver, who is joining us with not one, but two special interviews. Hallie?
Thank you, JP. This week is School Board Recognition Week, and here at Milan C2, we are very thankful for our Board of Education. So in honor of that, we have a board member that is taking time out of her busy schedule to answer some questions for us. We will be visiting with Ms. Crystal Bupp, who serves as the board secretary. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to hear a little bit about her thoughts and experiences as a board member. Before we go into the interview, we want to give a huge shout out and big thank you to all of our current Board of Education members. Jeremy Mosley, who serves as the president, David Richardson, who serves as the vice president, Crystal Bupp, who serves as secretary, and Harry Doak, Dennis Weaver, Jody Glidewell, and Nick Gardner. Ms. Bupp, thank you for joining us today. How long have you been a Board of Education member?
I am coming to the end of my first term, which is, we have 3-year terms, so I've served for 2 years now.
In your own words, what is the role of a board member?
I think the primary role of a board member is to represent the district in the district's best interest, and always trying to make the most informed decision possible.
Why did you decide to become a Board of Education member?
So this is an elected, unpaid position, which I'm sure you guys all know. So in short, it is community service. So I decided to do my time for community service. When I was in school, we had a great Board of Education, and I thought I was in a place that I could give back to the community and give back to the district. So that's why I decided to run.
What's your favorite thing about being a Board of Education member?
It's really great to work with such a diverse group of individuals. So I am just one vote, and I get to correspond with all the other board members on issues pertaining to the school, and that's a lot of fun. I've learned a lot.
What are some of the biggest challenges facing public education, and specifically Milan C2?
So I think teacher retention and recruitment is probably one of the biggest things that Milan C2 is facing, along with other districts. I think we're doing everything in our wheelhouse to address that and to be as progressive as possible. So I think, and funding is always an issue, regardless of your district's public education. Funding is always at the top of your priority list.
What are Milan C2's strengths?
Milan C2 has always been, for as long as I can remember, more of a family. And so when one person is down, everyone's there to help, right? When one person's up, everyone's there to celebrate. So, you're only as good as your weakest player, so to speak. And I feel like Milan C2 is so special and unique because it does everything possible to make sure that we're doing everything we can to build up that lowest demographic in our district and to promote our top demographic.
Why is Milan C2 so special?
I think I would go back to the same answer. I think just the feeling of camaraderie and family, and this has been it was my alma mater, and it's just a really special place to come from.
Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, Hallie. Spring sports are underway. Let's turn to Jeremy Bennett for more on that. Jeremy?
Thank you, Jocelyn. I'm here with head baseball coach, Mr. Dodson, and I have a few questions. Are there any schedule changes you could be looking forward to this season?
Well, we've added a couple games to our schedule this year. We're looking forward to a doubleheader on March 19th at our place. We'll have Novinger and Knox County coming over for 2 games, and I anticipate that to be a fun day of baseball opening weekend. And then we have Green City that first week, which is always a big game, Milan versus Green City. And then, down the road, we're looking forward to getting the conference schedule started. But it'll be nice this year to have a couple warm-up games or tune-up games, so to speak, before we get started on our conference season.
What are you looking forward to this upcoming season?
Well, we've got a lot of great kids coming back. We've got a lot of returners. I'm looking forward to the leadership that our seniors are going to present this year, and even our juniors that have been playing for a couple of years already. We've got a lot of experience. We lose 2 or 3 starters from a year ago, but at the same time, we have 9 guys that I think have had a lot of varsity experience, and I think are going to do a great job of leading us this year. So I'm looking forward to that.
So it's kind of the same question. Are you expecting those juniors and seniors to step up now?
Yeah, big time. I hope so. I anticipate that. And it all starts on the mound and behind the plate. We have Derek DePorto coming back behind the plate, yourself on the mound. Derek will throw a lot. And then we've got Brady that had a heck of a game in his last outing against Putnam County, holding them to 3 or 4 runs in that big district matchup that we scared a lot of people at Putnam with that ball game. So I anticipate a lot of great things from those guys. Grayson on the corner, Blayton on the other corner at first base. So a lot of guys coming back that have a lot of key experience for us.
What are you and your team's goals for this season?
Well, number one, academics. Our Coaches Association gives an award called the Academic All-State Award, and we've been talking about that here in the preseason, getting started over the first couple days, and making sure that we are maintaining at least a 3.3 grade point average per individual, and I think if we can do that, it'll help us win that award as a team.
Yeah.
And then, just looking down the road, I really feel like this will be a year where we move up in the conference. We had a lot of really tight ball games last year against, in the 3 or 4 top teams in the conference, and I really think that we're going to give ourselves a chance if we work hard to compete for a conference championship.
Yeah. Well, that's it for sports this week. Thank you, Coach, for joining me. Back to you, JP. Now I'm here with assistant track and field coach, Mr. Wilcox, and I have a few questions for you. What are the boys and girls teams looking like for this upcoming season?
Well, Jeremy, teams are looking pretty good. We've got a good number of boys out. We've got a much larger group of girls out than we have in years past, coming off a whole lot of success from last year. So overall, we're really excited. We shipped off some seniors, but for the most part, we've got a lot of people back. So we're really excited.
Yeah. With Alex McKenna hurt, who will fill his spot for his events?
That's a really interesting question, Jeremy, and a lot is transpiring all the time. Of course, right now with the basketball team, still looking for titles. We have a small group that are out right now. Even just yesterday at practice, I had Chris Valadares, I had David Eddy, and I had Alexis Castillo. And I'll tell you what, I'm really excited about what these young guys and these new guys are going to do. They put in a really good practice, and I think they're really going to push Carlos Cotto, Jose Garcia, and Ahmet Niasi to make them a lot better. And we'll really see how they fight for that 4x8 slot, how they fight for the open 8 slot, how they fight for the 4x4. So at this point, there's about 6 or 7 guys, and it's anybody's game at this point. It's really just a matter of who goes out, who works hard, who puts it in, and we'll just wait and see.
Yeah. What are your goals, and what are also the team's goals?
I'll tell you what, in terms of my goals and the team's goals probably match up pretty well, but I'll tell you what, it was heartbreaking kind of the way things transpired leading up to sectionals. And so I definitely want to get back to sectionals with that 4x8 team. And I know that they're hungry to not just get to sectionals, but to get out of sectionals, to get to state. And we want to send a lot more guys. I mean, we were excited to see Nathan Keck make it all the way to sectionals in the mile. I know he wants to get past that point. So we got a lot of guys that are just really excited to not just get back to where they were last year, but to get to the next level. And so as far as my goals go, that's where we're at. As far as team goals, I think we all have the same goal to see the same kind of success that we had last year, and to build on that. So to win, I think it was something like 6 track meets, which for me in my history of track is unheard of. Yeah. So we want to see that same kind of thing again. We want to defend our conference championship title. And we want to, I mean, at least in terms of what my goals are for the team, I'd like to see us make a run at the district title. You know, that may be ambitious, but we want to go for things that we've never gotten before. And so that's what I see my goals. For the most part, we want to see everybody go out, have a fun time, compete, do their best. But I mean, we want to win races. We want to win events. We want to win meets. We want to win championships.
Well, that's it for sports. Thanks. Back to you, JP.
Thank you, Jeremy. Now to Janissa for this week's forecast.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Track practice started Monday, and rightfully so, because it is 74 degrees here at Cal Hubbard Field. But let's take a look into next week. Monday, 38 degrees with a 40% chance of snow. Tuesday, 44 degrees. Wednesday, 54. Thursday, 48. And Friday, 45. Riddle of the week. What's the difference between weather and climate? You can't weather a tree, but you can climb it. Back to you, Jocelyn.
Thank you, Janissa. Attention seniors, it is time to turn in your picture for the yearbook pages. Either email the picture of your choice to Mrs. Yoakum or bring one in to be scanned as soon as possible. This is a special announcement for those interested in the Stuco Fun Night. It will be held on Friday, March 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. And that wraps it up for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Wildcat News. Be safe, respectful, and responsible, and remember that every day is a great day to be a Milan Wildcat.